welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're going to be taking a look at horizontal bar charts in Plotly. Let's start with our imports. We're going to import Plotly Express as PX and Pandas as PD. Give it a little run, and then we're going to create some data. We're just going to create some countries and GDP, then add it to pd.dataframe, and then just print it out just so we get a look at it. The first horizontal bar chart we're going to take a look at is just a bare bone basic horizontal bar chart, as simple as it can go. Just going to plot both the country and the GDP. To do this, we're going to do px bar. So it's basically just a normal bar chart with really just one change. It's just horizontal, or this orientation set to H for horizontal. We are going to pass it the data frame, pass it the X value, and pass it the Y value, which are the column headers, and then a title, and then just show the plot. As simple as it goes. Next up, we're gonna do a horizontal bar chart with some custom colors. Again, make some data frame, just tech companies, revenue, and sector. Then pass it into a PD data frame. Then we're gonna sort this table. So df2.sort values, and we're gonna sort on the revenue. After sorting the data frame, we're going to move on to creating the figure. PX bar chart again, pass it the data frame 2. The X value is going to be, this is the kind of like the Y because they're switched, but it's going to be revenue. Y value is going to be company. Orientation is horizontal. And then we're going to color by the sector. That's going to give us those different colors. Then label, which is we're going to map revenue to annual revenue in billions, and then company, we're just not going to map. Then set text to revenue, height of the chart, we're going to set it to 500. Then we're going to create a color discrete sequence. This is going to give us those different colors for each company. To do this, we're going to use some built-in colors, which are from PX colors, quantitative, and then G10. This is a color palette. After that figure is created, we're then going to move on to customizing the layout and updating those traces. To do this, we're going to use text template and then format our text. We're going to set the precision to 1 digit or 1 decimal place, and then add a B at the end. After creating that text template, we're now going to define the position of the text, and we're just going to put it as outside of the bars. So it's going to be outside of the bars, obviously. Finally, we're going to move on to the update layout, where we're going to set the X-axis title to revenue, and then the Y-axis is going to be auto range reversed. What this does is it sets the reverse Y-axis to show highest values at the top. And in this case, the top would be the bottom of the horizontal bar chart. Next, we're going to do margins. The margin is going to be the margin around the plot. You'll be able to see it, but this is just showing you how to do it. And you're going to do the left, the right, the top, and the bottom. We're just setting them to different margins. And then we're going to show the plot. You can see the margins are pretty slim on this because we predefined them. It's not using the defaults. Then we have our labels outside, and everything looks good. The final horizontal bar chart we're going to do is going to be adding 2 things together. We're going to add those colors, and then we're also going to add a calculated average line that goes vertically through the horizontal bar chart. Again, let's create some data. We're going to do social media platform with our platforms, our users, our category, and founded year. Pass it into a data frame, add it to a PX bar chart with the X-axis being users and the Y-axis being platform. Remember, those are switched. Define it as a horizontal. Color category is going to be categorical, so discrete. Title text is going to be the users, so the user text. Hover data, we're going to use founded, so it's going to show us the founded date when we hover. Labels, we're going to add the label, which is going to be that monthly active users in millions and platform. Define the height, 600, and then we're again going to use that color discrete sequence, but we're going to use a different color palette. PX colors, quantitative, Plotly colors. After creating the figure, we're going to update or customize the layout and add some features to it. Use that text template and format the text, and add the position to inside this time instead of outside. Define the marker color. This is going to be the marker color that we're going to use, which is going to be black. And then the marker line's width, so the width of the line. After text position, we're going to define the marker color. What this does is we'll put a black line around the outside of each plot, just a different look. And the width of that line is going to be 1. Now we're going to calculate that mean average of users and then plot it vertically in the plot. To do this, we're going to add a vertical line, figure 3 dot add v line, pass it the average users that we calculate right above with df users mean, pass it, define it as a dashed line and create the color for it, which is going to be gray. And like above, we're going to format that text string for it and add the position to the top of the string. The last thing we're going to do to the figure is update the layouts, customize the X, Y, title, all that fun stuff. We're going to start with customizing the X-axis. To do this, you're going to pass it a dictionary. Throughout Plotly, dictionaries are really the data structure that you use to pass information and are highly used throughout Plotly. If you ever get an error, just double check to make sure you should be passing it a dictionary. The first thing we're going to customize in the layout is the X-axis. To do this, you're going to do X-axis and then pass it a dictionary or set it equal to a dictionary with the values of tick format set equal to a string with the formatted tick. So we're basically just going to add comma separated values. After the X-axis, we're going to update the Y-axis with some customizations, and we're just going to change the title's font size to 14 points. Oh, sorry, we also do that for the X-axis as well. Title, we're going to just set the font to 16, and legend title is going to be parent company. Finally, we're just going to customize those gaps between the bars so you can make them closer together or farther apart. Just going to set it to 0.2 and then show the plot. Here we have the average line, and I kind of like this color palette a bit more, but it looks like it ran out of colors and just started doing. Oh no, sorry, we're coloring off a parent company. So Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook are all in Meta. Click it and drill down. The last plot we're going to do is going to be pretty simple, but it's just going to show you how you can use we've been using discrete color palettes, but here we're going to use a continuous color scale, which will have a scale based off of a value that we input, like a scalar, and we are coloring the bars based off of that scalar value. To start, let's create some data, product, revenue, profit margin, pass it in, take that data frame, pass it into a bar chart. This is like before, revenue, product, horizontal, title. Color is going to just be profit margin percentage. So that's this value. So it's going to color based off of this. Text is going to be auto. So what this does is just automatically places the text. After color, we're going to then set text auto to true. Then we're going to set the labels. Last of all, for defining the figure, we're going to then set the color continuous scalar to px colors sequential various, or not completely sure how you pronounce that, but close enough. Finally, like before, like we always do, we're going to customize the layout and the structure of the plot by using the update layout. We're going to first use the uniform text, minimum text. So this is going to set a bottom bound for this text size. We're going to change the background color, but we're just going to change it to white, so it doesn't really matter. Then we're going to get rid of the Y-axis title is going to be set to none. So just getting rid of it and showing the plot here. So based off of the profit margin, these will be colored. Basically, if we had more here, you could use a plot like this to plot them and then self-group them, because each actual plot is going to be a distinct color, but it's within the range of the profit margin. So you can then visually group which ones are better or which ones are similar. That is it, though, for horizontal bar charts. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.